everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah and today's video is going to be a Q&A. I decided since I just hit 100 subscribers here on YouTube, I would answer some of your guys' questions. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more about me, Bella, and everything that we've done, just keep on watching. Alright, so I don't exactly remember who said what, but I will put the person's Instagram name or their YouTube name, depending on where I got the question from, up on the screen. But the first question that I got was, how long have you been riding? I have been riding almost 8 years. I rode Western for 3, going on 4 years, I'd like to say. And then I switched to Hunters for 2 years. And then I switched to jumpers, which is where I am now. What are some of your long-term goals within riding? I don't really have any like long-term goals. I think really I just want to keep having horses in my life in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure. I also just want to keep being happy because I have been changing a lot in order to be happy, and it's taken a long time to find a barn that I'm happy with, a horse that I was happy with, and so I just want to keep being happy, and if that ever changes, I have to be able to let something go in order to be happy. Okay, so the next question is, what is your next goal with Bella? Right now, my next goal with Bella is just keep getting her to go softer and softer in the flat work. I feel like everyone gets in that stage where they just want to jump higher and higher and higher, and that's great. But I have come to realize that that's not the only thing that matters. Obviously, I've always known that, but I'm starting to appreciate more of the flat work and dressage work, so I've been getting a lot more into that. So I think my next goal with Bella is just to kind of keep fine-tuning the flat work stuff so that way she's even better in the jumpers. So my next question is, there's actually 2 questions in one question, but I thought I'd keep them together since it's from the same person. How do you feel about the stereotype of chestnut mare since you own one? I actually, when I saw this question, I thought it was so unique and creative, and I really like this question. Bella, which I've said before in videos and also on Instagram, Bella doesn't act like a mare in the first place. Like, Bella's literally the sanest horse probably I've ever ridden and leased. And I've leased some chestnut geldings, some Appaloosa geldings, and I think I have to say Bella is the most sane out of all of them. I do think the stereotype of chestnut mares is a thing, for sure. I've seen some chestnut mares that are psycho, and that's why I was scared to ride her. And Bella was a little bit of a psycho chestnut mare in the beginning. So I definitely do think the stereotype is there. It's a fair stereotype, but I don't think that Bella fits in that stereotype. And then the next question she asked was, what's the highest you've jumped? Love your videos. I love your videos too. I watch yours as well. What's the highest I've jumped? I think the highest I've jumped is like 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, something like that. It was out of a gymnastic, and then the highest I've jumped a course is, the highest course I've done, like consistent, was a 3.6 to 4-foot course. Alright, this next question is also a lot of questions in one question. The first question is, what's the bit history and how do you feel about the different bits you've tried? So Bella has gone in a variety of bits. She was then put in a D-ring. I rode her in that for a couple of months. Did not work. I did take her in this bit that I'm putting up on the screen. That was the first bit we transferred her in when I moved. She went really well in that bit. But then just recently we switched her into a full cheek slow twist snaffle for flat work, and I'm hoping to kind of incorporate that into jumping as well, but we'll have to see. I've only ridden her in that bit once so far, but we just now switched from the first bit to that bit. And then jumping, I use a mare, I think. I'll put another picture of that one on the screen as well. That is my jumping bit, that is my competition bit. In the winter, that was my full-time bit. That is my favorite bit that Bella goes in. It's not great for flat work because she's not very responsive when it comes to bending and turning and all of that stuff, but it definitely has all of the correct pressure points. I know it looks like a brick because everyone, when they see it, is like it's a brick, but literally Bella treats that like a D-ring snaffle sometimes. I got a feisty mare and curious about other options. Well, it depends on how sensitive your horse is in the mouth. My horse is not sensitive at all in the mouth. She's very hard-mouthed. So if you have a horse that's sensitive in the mouth, I don't recommend any of those bits because my horse has an iron jaw, so... And then, let's see, she asked, how tall is Bella? Bella is 16, pushing on 16.1, not quite 16.1 hands, so she's smaller. And then, how did you come to purchase her? I found Bella through a website online, just one of those, like, I don't even remember, Equine Now I think I used. I just put in my location, I found her ad, and we went to try her. If you guys want to know like how I came about buying Bella and also a little bit more about like all the horses I've tried in the past, let me know. I'd love to make like a riding story kind of video, but I feel like that would be too long in this Q&A. And then she also asked, and what is your riding past? I kind of already explained that. And then the next one is not a question, but I just found your channel and I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it more than you can understand. I absolutely love making these videos, so I'm very excited that you guys like the videos as well, hopefully. The next question is, why do you ride in a vest? So I am originally from Sweden. If you didn't know, I've only made a couple of Sweden videos. There are more to come later in a couple of weeks as well, but in Sweden, you kind of have to ride in a vest. In the riding schools I've seen and videos I've seen, everybody rides in a vest. I went to horse competitions, like schooling competitions, everyone rode in a vest. And my dad and I did a lot of research into why people are riding in vests and why we're not riding in vests in the United States. And I just think the pros outweigh the cons when it comes to wearing one. I think landing on a jump and breaking a rib is not very fun, and so I treat it the same as a helmet. I want to protect my intestines and everything inside, especially if I would ever fall off and Bella were to step on me. The next question is, do you have a flatting bit and a jumping bit or just one bit? I already kind of explained that with the whole bit spiel, but I have two bits. I have a flatting bit and a jumping bit. Sometimes we use the jumping bit for both, sometimes we use the flatting bit for both, but I usually have two bits in bridal situations that I circulate through. The next question is hilarious. What is your favorite jump setup? And then she put in parentheses, example, gymnastics, 2 strides, or just the Swedish winky face emoji. But I do like gymnastics a lot because they help to get her to jump correctly. I don't love 1 strides and combinations, just because if you mess up one part of the combination, it's like a part A, B, C question on a math test. It's kind of the same thing. You mess up A, it's harder to get B and C right. But yeah, and I do like jumping Swedish jumps because I'm Swedish, and 2, I really think they feel cool. Bella jumps them really round and awesome, so the feeling of jumping a Swedish oxer, especially a wide Swedish oxer, is so fun. The next question was there ever a point that you thought you regretted buying Bella? Yes. There were quite a few points that I thought that I'd made the wrong decision and that I wish I could have sold her. It was more in the beginning because Bella was so psycho and crazy, and I was just overall just scared that she was a monster, and I knew when I bought her she was too much horse for me, but thankfully I stuck it through and I said just a few more months, let me see what the new trainer can do, let me see what the new barn can do. They completely transformed Bella into the beautiful princess that she is now, and she's so much better behaved. But yes, there were points that I regretted buying Bella, like deeply regretted buying Bella, and I would cry every time I go back from the barn because the lessons were so hard and all that stuff. But I feel like because I've had the struggle and because I've had to work so hard to get Bella to where she is now with my trainers and everything, I feel like Bella and I's relationship is so much closer, and now when I ride her we both can understand each other a lot better, rather than if I would have got a horse that was completely broke, which there's nothing wrong with that. I could probably see myself buying my next horse being completely broke, not that I want a new horse anytime soon, but just because it is a lot of work. But I think being able to put those final touches, the finishing touches, fully break the horse by yourself with a trainer that you ride similarly to, it is a lot more rewarding in the end. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you asked a question, hopefully I answered your question the way that you were hoping it were going to be answered. And if you have any more questions about Bella and I, please leave them down below because I'd love to keep answering your guys' questions. Thank you guys again for subscribing and supporting my channel. It means the world to me. If you are not subscribed and you want to subscribe, again, it would mean the world to me. But if you'd like to see me on a more daily basis, my Instagram will be linked down below, and that is where I post every time I have a Q&A, or I'm planning a Q&A, or I'm answering questions. So if you want to be more interactive and ask more questions and probably get a better answer faster, I recommend following my Instagram, and that'll be linked down below in the description. Bye guys.